In the news this week, women speak up at Westminster to protect the unborn, Wales First Minister admits a smacking ban will criminalise parents, and the UK's top judge highlights the importance of one of the Christian Institute's landmark court victories. Hello. Women from across the political spectrum in Northern Ireland have told MPs and peers that attempts to impose abortion there should be resisted. The special meeting was held in response to persistent calls in Westminster to remove Northern Ireland's protections for the unborn. DUP MLA Carla Lockhart said she had constituents who were deeply concerned about having abortion on demand foisted on Northern Ireland. Anne Brolly, formerly a Sinn Féin mayor, said that many women of different political persuasions do not want this imposition. And SDLP councillor Roisin Lynch said it's not just the SDLP or unionists or religious fundamentalists who hold pro-life views. Individuals from different religious, political and cultural backgrounds support the life of the unborn child. The Welsh First Minister has said that a smacking ban will be one of his top priorities during his final months in office. Carwyn Jones will step down in December, but in his annual statement he outlined plans for new laws he wants the Welsh Assembly to pass in the next year. Under questioning from opposition members, Mr Jones admitted his proposal leaves parents at risk of prosecution, but claimed leniency would be shown for a first offence.
What it will mean is that where in court people plead the defence of reasonable chastisement, that defence will no longer be available to them. Could that lead to more prosecutions? It could.
Be Reasonable spokesman Lowry Turner called the Welsh Government's latest push tragic and accused Jones of hypocrisy. The First Minister smacked his own children, but fortunately for him, the new ban will not be retrospective. It's one rule for him and another rule for the rest of us. Genome editing, which involves changing a baby's DNA while it is still an embryo, has been deemed morally acceptable by a UK ethics council. While it is touted as a means to correct genetic disorders, critics say it would lead to designer babies. The review by the Nuffield Council on Bioethics was branded an absolute disgrace by Dr. David King, Director of Human Genetics Alert. We have had international bans on eugenic genetic engineering for 30 years, but this group of scientists thinks it knows better, even though there is absolutely no medical benefit to this whatever. Marcy Darnowski, Executive Director of the Centre for Genetics and Society, criticised the report, calling genome editing an unneeded and societally dangerous biotechnology which should be rejected. And finally, the President of the Supreme Court says the Christian Institute's landmark victory against the Scottish Government's named person scheme is a most important case. Speaking about the possibility of devolved assemblies making illegal laws, Baroness Hale said it was a rare event but certainly not unforeseeable. She then highlighted what she called the two most important cases recently of this, the case against minimum alcohol pricing and the Institute's named person challenge. The challenge failed in the Scotch Whisky Association case, but succeeded in the Christian Institute case. Under the original scheme, every child in Scotland was to have a state official tasked with looking after their well-being. But in 2016, the Supreme Court ruled that data-sharing elements of the law breached the right to a private and family life. It told the Scottish Government that the scheme could not be introduced without major changes. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.